Welcome to Sisters in Crime's Murder Monday, where authors talk about their crime craft. My name is Jacq. I'm a bibliophile, a copywriter, occasional broadcaster, podcaster, and member of Sisters in Crime Australia, where we've been celebrating women's crime writing since 1991. My guest for this month's Murder Monday is best-selling global publishing sensation, and I'm tripping over my words because I'm so excited about it. It's Icelandic author Yrsa Sigurðardóttir, and I've practiced the name all day, and of course I've said it wrong. Yrsa, hello.
Hi, hi.
Now I'm going to try it again. It's Sigurdadottir, isn't it?
Yes,
Oh,
Sigurdadottir. Yes, you got
I
it.
got it
You got it.
right.
Yes, yeah.
It's one of those ones I have because I've been reading you for quite a number of years. I'm not going to say 20 years. I'm going to say almost 20 years. And every time I've come across your surname, I just love the
Yeah.
way it sounds when you read it out.
It's last name's not a big thing here because it's really not your name in a way. It's
Yeah.
patronymic. So you take my dad's first name and you put dóttir behind, meaning daughter. So if I was male, I would be Yrsa, or I would probably not be Yrsa, but I'll be something.
Yeah.
John, Sigurdsson, the son of Sigurður. I
Oh,
am the daughter of Sigurður. So we don't have family names. So in my family, me, my husband, our daughter, and our son, we all have different last names. So
oh
it's
my
more like
goodness.
a yeah. It's an odd system, but it's nice. It's really nice.
No,
Yeah.
I think it is lovely. I think it is. Now, Yrsa has helped put Icelandic crime writing on the world map. She is an international best-selling and award-winning novelist who has authored several crime series, six children's books, five standalone thrillers, one anthology, all written while she was also working as a civil engineer. Translated from Icelandic, Yrsa's work is enjoyed by avid readers in over 30 countries, different languages. So could you please give us the elevator pitch for your latest novel, Can't Ride, Can't Hide, which is out in November?
Yeah, it's this is an elevator in a skyscraper. Okay. It's not going up just 4 floors. So it's it's a little bit long, the elevator pitch. But this is the start of a new series,
Yeah.
and it introduces three new protagonists that sort of get a book each, kind of. It's going to be only a 4 book series. So that would be policeman Tyr, policewoman Karo, and forensic pathologist Idun. And in this book, it's actually inspired by an old unsolved case called Hinterkaifeck, a German, like way long ago.
Yeah.
So what it's about is that there's a family, an Icelandic family, that has made it big in the US with a computer company. Nothing, so they're rich. The guy gets ill, they move, and they choose to live by a farm in a very remote area in Hvalfjörður, Whale Fjord. And one of their neighbors notices that they haven't been out and about for some time, goes to the farm and finds them all, except for the man, the husband, brutally killed with an axe.
Right.
So it's a family side book, and then it's up to these three protagonists to figure out, like, where is the husband and what happened. So you get flashbacks from there's a young au pair that just arrived to teach the kids and yeah, help around the house, and she's also one of the murder victims, and you get to see the lead up to what
Yeah.
happened through her eyes. So it was fun to write, and if I remember correctly, it was the most sold book in Iceland the year it came out. So readers did like it, so that's good.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. So I mean, so
Yeah.
it's only coming out in Australia, but oh,
Yeah,
because of the translation, of course.
yes, yeah. And I'm lucky enough to have a fantastic translator into English, Victoria Cribb.
Hmm.
And I think all of us writing from a small language, we can't be more happy that translators exist, because
Yeah.
without them, yeah.
But also someone who gets like the little nuances of the language too.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. No, she's fantastic. She's absolutely fantastic. Yeah,
Oh,
couldn't be
well,
happier with her.
this is
Yeah,
very
yeah.
exciting. So we better get to our questions. So the first question is, ooh, who do you turn to for help with your writing? I suppose we've got to
Uh,
preface that with, do you ever get in trouble with your writing, and who do you ask for help?
Nobody,
No, funny.
nobody.
You
Yeah.
just nutted out.
I just work it out myself. Yeah. I mean, I tried in the beginning, and I remember asking my husband, it was, I think, the second book I wrote, crime novel.
Yeah.
And it was a chapter that started with like people going into a basement in a house that had been uncovered under ash from the Westman Islands.
Mm-hmm.
There was an eruption there in the 70s, and they're digging out the houses now. And so they're in the basement with a flashlight, and they see, I think, two dead bodies, and the flashlight falls to the floor. Yes, that one. Yes, the ashes to dust. Yeah. So the flashlight falls to the floor and rolls, and the chapter ends with that something even worse. You can see something even worse in the flashlight beam. So I asked my husband, "What's worse than two dead bodies? What could be worse than two dead bodies?" And he said, three dead bodies.
Fair enough.
Which is true. Yeah, but
Yeah.
still, that wasn't what I was looking for.
Not the kind of help you're after.
No, yeah.
Okay, next question. Do you ever surprise yourself with how dark your characters are?
Uh, I think it's an evolution in a way
Mm-hmm.
that when I started writing, I thought, okay, there's certain topics I could not approach. I would just don't feel comfortable writing about certain things,
Mm-hmm.
pedophilia, all kinds of these things. But then the more you write, the more you are, going into these dark chambers of your head or whatever. And now I don't think there's anything I couldn't write, really. Maybe I don't like to be mean to animals, but who knows? Give me time. So you don't. No, I'm joking. No, but the thing is that you become more accustomed to it, and I remember with DNA, no, the legacy, it was called in English, the legacy, and then the what was the next one?
Oh, we're going to
I don't
talk about the
remember the
vacuum
English
cleaner.
titles. Yeah, the vacuum cleaner murder. That was
Mm.
like my 10th crime novel, and I was like, oh God, I'm tired of stabbing and hanging and kicking people off cliffs. It needs to be something more interesting. So that was like sort of me celebrating the 10th crime novel to find
Right.
a way of killing people in a different manner. And then the one after, which I cannot remember what it's called, was sort of inspired by an old actual case of a really bad treatment of a young girl by her father and then the system. So I was really,
Yeah.
really angry. And the murders were quite violent in that book because it just felt right.
But
Because
I'm looking, I'm just
usually,
thinking, I
yeah,
know the one you're talking about.
yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, so it was because usually I tend to kill good people in the books, but this one I was killing bad people, so it was kind of, yeah, violent and
Justified.
stuff. So yeah, but after that one, I thought like, okay, where the hell am I headed with this? I'm if I'm going to be ever increasingly violent, I'm just headed into torture porn category. So I kind of pulled myself up from that. And so you have to be aware of it when you're writing, that you don't, because you get jaded, that you
Yeah.
have to make sure that you're not, that you're not going totally overboard. So
And you're not.
you have to keep a lookout.
Yes. Well, that, okay. Now, next question,
Yeah.
completely off topic. Do you enjoy writing for adults or kids more?
I
Because you are a children's author too.
yeah. Yes, yeah. I started off writing for kids, wrote five
Yeah.
books, and they were humor based, and I was, after five books, I was like, okay, this is fine. The last one won the Icelandic Children's Literary Award, and I was like, okay, this is fine. This is yeah, I've done this, and that's great. And now I'm stopping. And then I took, I think, a year or two off,
Yeah.
and then I got the urge to write for, not humor, but for a more mature audience, and
Hmm.
and I think like every writer, you write the book you want to be reading.
Yes.
And that was crime and horror. That's what I like. So that was an easy choice. But then during COVID, I was traveling a lot less, and so I had time, and I wrote another children's book, and I loved it. It was just so much fun
Yeah.
because it was just about fun. It wasn't about there was no plotting or it was more just
Yeah. No
ridiculous fun.
politics.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have to think like, oh, where was he at 3 o'clock? And how old was this character at this point? And
Yeah.
yeah. So that was just, I loved it. And that one, they're waiting for me to write the second one, my agents to sort of plug it in because it's actually it's one of my favorite books actually that I've written. Because
Has
it's
it,
about a family seen by the eyes of the cat. So the cat is the narrator, and it's quite he's
will
very
it,
harsh and judgmental.
will it be translated?
I hope so. So they're waiting for the second installment because
Yeah.
it's you know I understand it's for in publishing they want to know, are we going? Is this a one-off thing? Then it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
And also the thing is with there are so many great children's books authors in any language, and you
Yeah.
don't really, it's but it has been trusted, I think, in Greece. So yeah.
Oh,
So, but it is nice, and it's not one of the things I also learned is we're talking about writing, is that children tend to want to read about their own circumstances or their own
yeah.
areas, or they want something that is just totally, fantasy, kind of Harry Potter-ish and that type of thing. So in a completely different environment, made up, or something close to home.
Yeah.
But this cat doesn't really know, he's not a geographer. He doesn't really know where he is. So this book could be taking place anywhere.
Oh,
So that would probably help it working for kids elsewhere. Yeah.
fantastic. What triggers you to write a particular theme?
Very often it's something that's really being discussed in Icelandic society, and when there's a topic that people are really upset about and can't agree about, and you have these all different types of views, then I think it's an interesting topic
Yeah.
to explore. Things that everybody agrees on tend to be, that's too easy. It's better to take something that's more complex and has various sides, and sometimes it's difficult to try to not stand on a soapbox and get your own view out there, because
Yeah.
my view is just my view. It's not, oftentimes it's not better. I think it's better than everybody else's, but that's not the
Very
case.
honest.
So yeah. But like a typical one of the books that I wrote based on that type of discussion was, what was that one called? The Fallout, yeah, which is
Yeah.
about surrogacy, and that was being discussed here. In there was a law they were trying to pass in Parliament,
Hmm.
which allowed uh, surrogacy is banned here, but it would allow it if a woman was doing it for her sister or close friend or something like this. And
Yeah.
that was, in my mind, the worst, absolutely worst version of surrogacy, because it puts a lot of pressure on a woman who
Oh,
maybe
the
doesn't
like
want
the
to do
relationship
it.
dynamics, or
Yeah, like what kind of a sister am I? I don't want to do this for you.
yeah.
And my sister has 8 kids, and I thought, like, oh my God, what if she would not have been able to have kids? Would I have to have carried all those kids? There's only 2 of us. So yeah. So I think it's better. And then you have to watch the baby grow up. And I think it's
Yeah.
better with the distance, I would think. So again, I think that's the best opinion, but yeah. So I take that, like, how could that possibly go? How could surrogacy go
Yeah.
terribly wrong? And so that's what that book is about. Yeah.
Who is your favorite crime character? Now
Oh,
it can be one of yours, it could be a friend's, it could be all over the world. Do you have a favorite crime character?
yeah. I like Hulda, Ragnar's Hulda from the trilogy, The Darkness, The Mist, I think they're called. Yeah, Hulda. She's with the series that goes backwards.
Yes, yes, I know which
Yes,
one.
yeah, yeah. I
Like,
like
I'm looking
her
for it
very
myself.
much. Yeah, I like her very much. I like Joan Nesbo's well, this is not doesn't sound very credible. I can't remember his name. Harry Hole, of course. Yeah, and
Thank you, because I forgot.
yeah, yeah, and lots of them. I mean, it's I don't know. There's just too many to. I love Poirot in the old
Mhm.
days. I haven't read. I should reread some of her work, but that's sort of my. And I guess very many people, at least of my generation, that was the introduction into crime fiction, was reading Agatha Christie, because you could read that as a teenager.
Yes.
There wasn't
Well,
anything in
no,
there that would.
myself as well. It was like sort of, the Agatha Christie's Stephen King.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, what is your writing routine?
Oh, it's not very, it's slow to begin with, and then
Mhm.
it picks up pace and becomes frantic the closer I am to my deadline, because I'm
Right.
at heart a very lazy person, I think. So I always think like, oh, I have lots of time. I'll just, yeah, I'll write half a chapter today. But then when it gets closer to the deadline, if I don't have a choice but to get seriously, yeah, writing a lot. But I
So are
do
you,
write.
I was about to say, are you a plotter or a pantser or
I'm both in a way.
yeah,
I usually have an idea of the plot. I don't write up a synopsis. I hate synopsises. They remind me of a book that's died and has started to decompose and has nothing left except bones and some small pieces of meat. So, but I do know what I'm doing, and I usually draw up like a I don't know, like a, maybe I have it actually here. So this is, for example, the plot of the book that I wrote last year. That's it. And then
yeah,
the rest is in my head. So it's just like boxes connected, like, okay, this guy, or
yeah.
these scenes kind of thing. But I do have one writing routine that never fails, that I write in front of a TV here
Hmm.
in this sofa that I'm sitting, lying down, and I have horror movies rolling in the background. Not to watch them, because
Ah,
but just to get the like the score, the music, because
yeah,
I don't think there's a playlist for horror movie music anywhere. So you have and then, because there is a crescendo and the build up, and occasionally there'll be a scream,
yeah.
and yeah, and it just builds up the atmosphere that I like to
Mhm.
have when I'm writing.
Well, I mean,
So,
as a radio person, I always have the radio or a podcast going on in the background just for
oh,
noise
really? Okay.
and for
Ah,
ambience, and quite
yeah.
often just a playlist. So I was really listening to the Witch podcast today, and it was just rolling through
Oh,
episodes, and every now and then you just like you stop work and just like, I'm just going to Google that book. Oh yeah, I'll buy that book.
yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's fantastic to hear. You realize now that you've said that there's going to be a Spotify horror movie playlist.
Maybe, yeah. I'd subscribe.
What is your top writing tip?
I think it is to realize that writing a book is easier than living life, in the sense that when you're living life or going about your life, then all you can control are your reactions and what you say and do in situations that you don't control, in
Hmm.
a way. So you just have to, focus on what you can do in situations that you don't make up. But when you're writing a book, you control everything. The weather, the people, the politics, just everything is you're the puppet master, in a way.
Hmm.
So so there is nothing that should stop you. You shouldn't hit a blockade that you can't pass, because you can always then adjust to make whatever you need to happen. You just have to do it in a way that it doesn't seem like a random
Hmm.
occurrence. You have to underpin something. And I've taken for example, if you need in a book the space station to fall out of the sky and land somewhere on somebody's head or whatever, or a satellite, then you can do that. But you just have to make sure that it just doesn't, oh, okay, all of a sudden a satellite comes flying out of the sky. You have to build it up in some way that's not very obvious to what's going to happen, but make sure that satellite gets mentioned somewhere on the way or something. So if
That
you keep that in mind, it makes it easier to sort of adjust if you hit a spot where you're having problems or you don't like, then you can go and you can adjust. You can even adjust the past, what you've
yeah.
already written. So it's easier than just being a person.
That's a brilliant tip. But I mean, we're almost out of time. We've got time for one more question.
Okay.
This is the question we ask all our authors.
Okay.
how would you get away with murder?
You would get away with murder by making sure nobody would suspect it's a murder. So I think I took a course. There's one forensic pathologist in Iceland,
There's a course to get away with murder.
No, he has a course for writers that need to understand forensic pathology. So there's a forensic pathology course that he gives, and I took it, and he was of course asked this: how do you kill someone without it coming out? And he said there is a way, but he wouldn't tell us. Damn it! Yeah.
He's saving it for himself.
Bloody hell. Yeah. But I think one of the best ways to get away with murder would be, for example, to make sure the body is never found. And it looks like you would have to underpin it quite a lot and make gaslight and make it look like the person is depressed and la la la. That's one way.
I was about to say
I need to figure
lots of places for bodies to disappear in Iceland.
Yes, absolutely, yes. And I need to figure this out actually, because my husband and I have a pact that if one of us starts to go get dementia or or some horrible aging thing, then we promise each other that we'll take care of that, just with a pillow or whatever. But I'll probably get away with it because I'm a plotter. He'll go to jail. So.
We've just given everyone the cup.
Yes, yeah.
Yrsa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
For this. I know.
I'll
be pre-ordering Cara and Code Heart along with a whole heap of others I know. We hope that it's going to be another bestseller in the English language for you. Again, thank you for joining us. Murder Monday interviews are available on Sisters in Crime's YouTube channel at 6 p.m. once a month on a Monday.
Bye.